Welcome back, everybody. Horses, community, and EMDR. There's actually a free community healing event for all of those impacted by the Texas Hill Country floods. We're joined by someone who is very involved. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Kelly Payton, and I'm with Katy Counseling and one of the organizers of the event.
Well, so my friend Jessica with Lily's Toy Box, she reached out to me and connected us. That's what I love. In times like these, we connect with even more people because we need to get through this together. And this event is really special. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so there are 6 of us that have organized this event, various different therapists and community groups around. It's going to be at special C.H.E.E.R.S, which is an equine therapy and occupational therapy sort of barn, I guess. So we'll have EMDR specialists, which is a very rapid form of healing for people. We can do this in a large group setting. There's a protocol that allows us to serve up to 100 people at a time. So we have one that's adapted for children, one that's for adults, and then we'll also have some grounding work with horses for the people who do the equine therapy, and then we'll have some other people doing things just like activities, regulating things, just sort of some community, as well as hopefully some refreshments and things, just to kind of wrap everybody up in a nice healing space.
And the fact this is free is just, thank you for that.
Yeah,
because we really need this. If people aren't familiar with this type of therapy, can you talk a little bit about it?
Sure. So EMDR has been around for a long time as one of sort of the gold standards for trauma healing. And typically it's done in a one-on-one format. So it's basically, its goal is just to desensitize some of those intense symptoms that people may have. Things just like anxiety, flashbacks, sounds, visuals, things that people may have experienced during this flooding, or even just being able to cope better with the losses that they may have experienced, and as well as things like first responders that they've had to encounter and see in the field. So it just helps to reduce those symptoms. And we've adapted it, or there's been an adaptation to do it in a group format, which really just helps them kind of be able to regulate and feel safer and calmer in their own bodies and hopefully cope better.
And horses, I grew up horseback riding, and they just sense you, and I always feel a sense of peace. It's an escape for me. How does that help, especially children? Yeah,
so horses in general are very attuned to people's emotions, and so when we're approaching them and we're working with them, they actually help us to regulate. Their nervous systems react to ours. So just being in their presence, but then also the way they respond to us helps us approach a little bit more gentle, which actually in turn regulates our nervous system. So there's this synergetic kind of activity back and forth between the two.
This is really incredible. And there's also things for kids to do too. You want them to have.
Absolutely. We're going to have some games and just some regulating activities. It's funny how regulating something like bubbles can be.
Right.
You know, just being able to do some movement with your body, getting some of that energy that's stored in out of the body, but also just being able to have some back and forth, and even just that sense of safety of I can be in an environment where I can feel playful.
Oh, yeah, because so many of these children, too, they've lost their innocence within an instant.
Yeah.
What are some things we should be doing at home to talk to our kids about, would you say?
Yeah, so I think you want to be really age appropriate in the way that you're communicating with them, but make it a safe space for them to share their feelings. Let them know that this is normal. It's normal to have feelings about losing a friend or seeing things on the news or having been through something like this. So just allow them to feel those feelings, be there to support them through them. Definitely not trying to minimize them. I think that's a big thing. In an attempt to sort of fix it for them, we try to minimize it, or we try to distract them from it, but instead just letting them know that you're there and that it's okay to feel these things.
And I think it will be great to feel with one another and know they're not alone. So tell us about the event where we can go to participate.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be on the 27th of this month from 5:30 to 7:30, and this will be at Special C.H.E.E.R.S in Houston. It's off of Clay Road. And if you want more information or to register for it, you can go to katycounseling.com/storm.
Okay, and also Lily's Toy Box, our friend, they're actually accepting donations for these kids so that they can go and have the bubbles and the fidget toys and everything. So I think we have their link as well that we can show if you want to make a donation that way, because a little can go a long way.
Absolutely.
And what else are you looking for the event? Pre-register, anything like that?
It would be helpful if we had the pre-registration. So again, on our website, the registration form is there. That just helps us to prepare. We have so many volunteers volunteer therapists, many of them trained in all of these different modalities.
Right.
And we don't want to overdo volunteerism, but we also want to make sure we have enough. And then as well as, you know, refreshments and things. We've got water and hopefully some snacks and food. And of course, Lily needs to know for the toys and
exactly.
things.
And if we need to see you further, how can we reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can come to our website at katycounseling.com. We're also happy to point you to any of the other resources for collaborators in the area. We have people all across Houston that are involved in this event, and you can find out more about them on our website too. So we love to get people to the right place, even if it's not with us.
I really, really appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure. A new Synchrony study reveals that 8 in 10